So I just finished watching Bohemian Rhapsody, the movie that came out last year, and I'm torn on what I think about it. I know I liked it, but I didn't quite love it. Some of the positives was I loved the sweeping camera work, cinematography, I mean. Rami Malek's performance was serviceable, but overall I found it pretty disappointing on a couple of different fronts. I don't think the editing is as bad as some people say, but it's definitely not Oscar worthy, even though ironically it won Oscars for it. And yeah, let me just get this out there. I'm a big fan of Queen music, but I don't think it was as well put together. It feels like some people are made out to be saints while others are cartoonishly made out villainously. Like at one point they literally used the word villainy to describe a person that really existed. And real life isn't some cartoon, even though there were multiple cartoonish moments in the film. Like some moments were unintentionally funny and cartoonish, which were pointed out to me beforehand, so maybe I'm a little too biased. But there's a scene in a hospital and a scene with blood that both came off as unintentionally hilarious. And yes, granted, there is some comedy in it, but it's clear that they're going for like something else, which they don't quite achieve. And as much as I like Queen, and even though it held my attention the whole time, I felt like it was too long, and there's just a lot of problems with the movie, which made me feel pretty disappointed with how it ended up. And I feel like it's going to be forgettable when given time. I do like, though, at the beginning of the movie, the opening shot was probably the best part of the movie. I like how they hid what Freddie Mercury looked like through the first scene as it swept across and, like, followed him, once again, kind of having a mysterious vibe with it. That part I liked, and there were other parts that I liked about the movie, but it felt, like, generic and cookie cutter in some places, even though it did do a couple of ballsy things. It just feels like, for the most part, it's kind of a disappointment. I still liked it. It's just that there's so many things where I feel it's unfair, just unjustified, and too cartoonish for a story that's, well, based on truth. And it felt like the band members got their way too much because they were made out to be like saints, while everyone else was basically made out to be like cartoonish mustache twitching villains. Like, they literally have bad guys in this movie, which these are real people, and I seriously doubt that they're as maniacal as the movie makes it out to be. And there's just a lot of problems with the movie. It's very problematic. I still liked it, like I said. I enjoyed it. I like Queen. I didn't know a lot of the backstory. But there's just a lot of disappointments. And even though I'm not the biggest fan of the Beach Boys, Love and Mercy is a far better biopic about a band. And yeah, I'd recommend checking that one out instead. It makes it, I kind of made it sound like there's a negative review, but I still like the movie. I just feel like it'll be forgettable, and there's as many bad things as good things. Kind of like my first review, which was on Wreck-It Ralph 2. But yeah, so